So my name is Erin Falk. My husband Travis and I own Light at the Permian Basin in West Texas. So really kind of what got us into the business just was, honestly, we have 4 kids and just the love of always having Christmas lights, taking them to see Christmas lights. We also own a pest control company, so it kind of made sense to offer something seasonally outside of the summertime. In our area, we also have a retail store opening up for more holiday decor and lighting. Our company's been in business for about 7 years now. Probably some of the biggest challenges that we've faced over that time definitely had to do with around COVID when it was a lot more difficult to get product. One of the reasons that we actually have moved our business to Minleon, we've used some other distributors over the years, and one thing that we've really worked out for us is Augie really came through and made sure that we had the product that we needed. If there was something that wasn't opening up at the port, he was having stuff air freighted in, so we just weren't worried about not being able to get the stuff that we needed. He really, worked, I feel like, around the clock during that time to really just make sure everyone had what they needed, and we were able to provide for our customers, what they were wanting. So that was a big reason for changing over there as well. The main products that we get from Minleon are typically just your standard C9 bulbs with strand. We in our business, we happen to use just about every color that is offered. We don't really do a whole lot of just plain white, so that's a ton of SKUs that we carried there. One thing about the product though that we really like is they've really just been enhancing their new bulbs the last couple of years. Every year has been a little bit better. On the whites, they have a color code on the bottom, so you're not trying to squint at tiny little letters to figure out what it is. Another thing that we've really enjoyed is being able to kind of call and say, hey, y'all have anything like this, like say greenery. When we first moved over, they didn't bring greenery in, but just with them listening to kind of the demand from the decorator side, they started bringing in some of that stuff, and everything just kind of gets better as years go on. They really listen, to requests we have and try to figure it out, and figure it out pretty quickly. There's a ton of value in what Minleon brings. They've definitely been in business. I believe they've been in business for around 18 or almost 20 years, and so there's obviously that. They already kind of know the market. They started that factory and know the products. But the customer service is definitely unparalleled to anything, I would say. Just the fact that, like I said, we've been able to call and make a phone call at midnight and, hey, need something real quick, and they figure out a way to make it happen. To me, that says a lot about someone's business when, if they can't provide it, they're going to help you figure out and track down who can. That's really where they really just kind of stand above everybody else, is just that level of customer service. When it comes to the price of buying a commercial product, it's going to be more than what you pay when you go in and go buy something at a big box store or a local grocery store or anything like that. But the difference is you have a product that's going to last many, many years. They do stand behind their product. They've been doing it for a very long time. Overall, you're able to give the customer something that they can't get themselves. It just looks more professional. Everything's just very custom. You cut it where you need to. You put a plug on it, very quick. You're not fighting with strands that aren't meant to be customized to homes, trying to figure out a way to cover things up. A few years ago, in fact, we had a customer that had requested a quote, and we'd given it to them and followed up, hadn't really heard back. And a couple of weeks later, all of a sudden, I see that they had actually approved it. And it turns out they had hired a landscaper that had just put up kind of just random big box store lights, looked awful. They were so upset and realized there was value in what we were offering. And whenever even if you are using a more expensive product, your service is going to be elevated, and so you're charging a little bit more for those customers. And it just shows. It shows in the pride of the work because it looks really clean and neat, and it also makes it, just like I said, a lot more simpler for our crews out there. So if you're looking for those same quality products and you're in our area, we do supply wholesale lighting in Midland, Odessa, and our storefront will actually be opening up hopefully by August, and so we'll have products available just to be able to come and pick up. For our wholesale lighting, our website is twilighthwholesalelighting.com. And then we also have the decor side of things, the more interior decor for Christmas and other holidays, and that's at twilightholiday.com. What I would say would be one of the biggest advantages of moving over to Minleon, especially if an installer is using big box stores to buy their products, is just that Minleon doesn't look at even the small guy like they're not worth their time. Everyone starts somewhere, and that doesn't mean you're putting in massive orders, but even at the very beginning when we weren't doing a ton of business, we were never made to feel like we weren't important because of that. They always have made time and made sure we had what we needed, which in turn I do feel like has helped us grow even further, because it kind of takes that worry out of, are we going to have the support we need? Are we going to have the products we need? Are we going to disappoint our own customers? And we really don't have that concern really at that point.